about for this afternoon program. Please.
Test, test.
Everyone. This is the Young and Unafraid all the way from Montgomery, Alabama, and I'm their director. So they're just basically a group of young people who are not afraid to basically sing, and I hope so they're not going to be afraid to sing praises and honors to you. So the first song we're going to sing is Emmanuel.
Come, let us adore him. Kneel down before him. Worship and adore him. Come, let us adore him. Kneel down before him. Worship and adore him.
Emmanuel, 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 Emmanuel. Emmanuel, we worship you. We worship you. Come. Y'all help them out, because it looks like they kind of nervous out here. Come on, y'all, stand up to your feet. Kneel down before him. Worship and adore him. Come, let us adore him. Kneel down before him. Worship and adore. All right, Emmanuel, 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 Emmanuel. All right, let's break the music. Emmanuel. 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 Y'all sound good. Emmanuel. 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 Emmanuel, keep it going. Emmanuel. 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 We worship you. 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 All right, the next one is going to be everybody clap your hands. On this one, you can basically stand up, clap your hands, stomp your feet. Just feel the rhythm of the music. All right. Y'all ready? All right, let's clap your hands. If I could get my congregation to stand up and clap your hands. Let's support our youth. All right, come on, ladies. We praise you.
We praise you, oh Lord. We magnify your name.
We worship you, oh Lord. We magnify your name. From the top, we praise you. We praise you, oh Lord. We magnify your name. We worship you, oh Lord. We magnify your name. All right, everybody, clap your hands. Clap your hands. Everybody, 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 clap your hands. This is the way. This is the way we praise Him. Clap your hands, this is the way we praise Him. Clap your hands, this is the way we praise Him. Clap your hands, this is the way we praise Him. Clap your hands, we praise you, oh Lord. We magnify your name. We worship you, oh Lord. We magnify your name. We praise you, oh Lord. We magnify your name. We worship you, oh Lord. We magnify your name. Everybody, clap your hands. Clap your hands. Clap your hands. Clap your hands. Everybody, clap your hands. Clap your hands. All right, now my sopranos, this is the way. This is the way we praise Him. Clap your hands. This is the way we praise Him. Clap your hands. This is the way we praise Him. Clap your hands. This is the way we praise Him. Clap your hands.
This is the way we praise Him. Clap your hands, this is the way we praise Him. Clap your hands, this is the way we praise Him.
Clap your hands.
Clap your hands, this is the way we praise Him.
All right, all tenors, all tenors.
Clap your hands,
This is the way we praise Him. Clap your hands. This is the way we praise Him. Clap your hands. This is the way we praise Him. Clap your hands. This is the way we praise Him. Clap your hands. This is the way we praise Him. Clap your hands. This is the way we praise Him. Clap your hands. This is the way we praise Him. Clap your hands. This is the way we praise Him.
So I'm going to do the AYA motto and pledge. So I'm going to need for you all to repeat after me. Our AY aim is the event message to all the world in my generation. Ready? The event message to all the world in my generation. The AY motto, the love of Christ constrains me. There we go, you getting it? And the AY pledge, loving the Lord Jesus. I promise to take an active part in the youth ministry of the church, doing what I can to help others and to finish the work of the gospel in all the world. So, all of you just said that you're going to do what you can to help youth ministry. So when I ask, don't come up with excuses. So I just want to officially welcome you to AYM. It's our afternoon program that we do for the kids, and thank you all for coming back. This is just another venue where we get to showcase our talented kids. And so let's give another hand to Young and Unafraid from Montgomery for coming up here. And just for those that traveled, we want to just say thank you for taking the time out of your schedule to come down and worship with us. So we hope that we have been a blessing to you today. Amen. And that you will come back and worship with us again. So we're going to have the introduction of speaker by Alvin Bird, and then we're going to have an exhibition by, not the number 2, 3 or 4, but internationally known. I don't think y'all heard me. I said internationally known, because we did win first place at Oshkosh. Just in case you didn't know, now you know. When we show up, we show out. And like your boy said, if you don't know, now you know. So the Berean Trailblazer drumcorp, AKA the BTB, will be here to show their skills and talent. And for those of you who don't know, I think we only have one member of our drum corps that is actually currently in band. These kids, they learn on their own. They research, and when they come together and practice, they teach each other. So these are not kids that have been brought up through the formal band system. These are kids who got together with Brother Wilson, who took it upon himself to spend time and to be with them and to mentor them. This is something that they're passionate about. So that's what I love about our young kids. The one thing I've learned in the military is called buy-in. And if you get your youth to buy in to what they're doing, they have unlimited potential. So let's step out of their way and allow them to be the vessel that God has put on earth. And I promise you, if you do that, you don't have to worry about your church dying, because they will take that gift and they will continue to pass it on. So after our drum corps perform and before our speaker comes up, we're going to take our 10, 11, what was it, 12? So our 12 to 18 will remain in here, and everyone else, the younger kids, will go into the primary classroom because we have activities for them as well. Alvin Bird is going to come and do the introduction.
Francesca Ross Jones realized the importance of a credit and financial security when she became a single parent at 16 years old. After graduating from Troy University with a Bachelor of Science focus in business and physiology, Francesca worked in a consumer and financial service industry for 15 years. During this time, she worked for a diverse range of organizations, including small business, startups, large corporations, private sector, nonprofit, and government agencies. During this time, financial services grew from being just a job into a career and then blossomed into a passion. A certified tax professional, board certified credit consultant, and a member of the Consultants Association. Francesca formed Common Sense Solutions in 2015, where she manages a team of tax professionals, credit specialists, and business consultants, providing all aspects of financial literacy. Francesca knows the importance of continuous learning and in order to remain relevant in the industry and to master her craft. She attends various workshops, classes, seminars to complete her continuing education and credentials, as well as obtain additional credentials to increase her knowledge base in order to empower her clients. Collegius and Mentis, Francesca is also the CFO of Tau Rafu Mu Christian Sorority, whose mission is to equip women to become she, hashtag saved, healed, and empowered through education, empowerment, and mentorship. A big believer in altruism, Francesca embraces philanthropy. In the winter of 2018, she launched Common Sense Outreach, a charitable organization focused on promoting positive financial health to stability by improving the quality of life for men, women, and children in our community. Francesca is also the creator of Common Sense Academy, a financial education platform for youth and adult consumers, as well as a training platform for aspiring and current tax credit and business professionals. It is Francesca's vision and mission to embrace, empower, and elevate men and women to become financially independent, to overcome shame issues and other personal obstacles by leveraging their key resources and promoting positive community and economic growth in our neighborhoods. Family is everything to Francesca. When she's not busy innovating and elevating, she loves to spend time with her husband and children, read, write, and vacation. Francesca's first book, Making Common Sense of Credit, was published in the summer of 2018, with a second book focusing on love, life, and relationships, Real Talk, published last fall.
And that was our drum corps. So now can I get our youth, 11 and under, to please go to the door. You see Miss Diana. Miss Diana, raise your hand. And now I'm going to turn it over to our guest speaker, Miss Francesca Ross Jones.
Good evening, everybody. I am so happy to be here today. Y'all, I have been sick all week. Y'all hearing my voice? And I've been praying and saying, God, I'm supposed to go speak to these young people this weekend, and I can't talk. So I'm going to need you guys' help. So the first thing, whenever I go out and I speak, I make everybody, I want you close to me, because I might say something or do something or have something you might want. So especially my kids, can y'all, or my young adults, I'm sorry, can y'all come closer? I was super excited to find out you guys were having your youth day this year on the last day of Black History Month. Super exciting. Super, super exciting. What can you guys about, and we may need help from our parents, but the first thing I was thinking about when I think about Black history is legacy. Legacy, right? So when we think of legacy, I want to gear on the side of financial legacy. So parents, what would your financial legacy be for yourself and for your children, your grandchildren, your children, and everyone who's going to come behind you that you may not even be still walking the earth to see? What would your legacy be? Kids, think about what you want your legacy to be. Everybody, you guys have a folder that I made for you guys. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. But March the 1st is going to be here. The whole month of March, I have a challenge for you guys. And I think you guys should include your parents or your grandparents, your friends in this challenge. The index card. I passed the index cards around because I would like for everyone to write what their financial goals are for the month of March. So, you want to hear? This thing. So today, guys, I want to talk to you guys about making common sense of money management. So this is me, guys. You guys heard a little bit about me, my story, my past, and I'm just standing before you guys to tell you, if nobody else has told you, I love you. You could be anything you want to be. You can do anything you want to do. I'm standing here as testament to that. Don't let anyone tell you differently. But one of the first things that you have to do is have the mindset that I want to do something different. I want to, if your goal is to, I don't know, some people may want to be a doctor, you may want to be a lawyer, you may want to be an entrepreneur, you may want to own your own business one day. That wasn't originally my goal, but that is the path that God has led me on. And I definitely love what I do. I'm passionate about what I do. And so it's not work to me. But in my introduction, you guys heard I had my first son when I was 16 years old. He is now a chemical engineer. I had my second son when I was 21 years old. He is now a sophomore at Alabama A&M in Huntsville, Alabama. So I was a single mother for the good part of my kids' childhood. I've been married. I'll be married 5 years in this June. So I am now, guys, a serial entrepreneur. I have a number of brands. Some you saw up there, some you didn't. Is it easy? No, it's hard work. I work all the time, but I enjoy it. I am very passionate about my community, about people. I just want to help everyone I meet because I don't think that there's a dream that anyone has that someone else hadn't had first and that they didn't realize. I'm an author. I'm a certified tax professional. I'm a board certified credit consultant, a notary public, a business consultant, an educator, a business mentor, and that's my professional life. In my personal life, I am a daughter, a sister, a wife, a mom of 7. So I have 2 of my own, and then I have 5 bonus kids, 2 grandbabies from my husband. But so y'all can imagine I'm pretty busy because I try to be at everybody's stuff and do everybody's thing. So financial literacy, it doesn't happen by magic, you guys. You all, in a few years, you will begin the opportunity to do all of the things you've always dreamed about. That may be college. You may want to go into the military, start a business, start a family. But whatever you decide, you're going to need money and you're going to need to be intelligent about how you're going to make those things happen. So how many 16, 17, 18-year-olds do I have? So you guys are embarking on, in a few years, you're going to be stepping out, not so much under mom and dad's umbrella. You will be, but you won't be. And mom and dad, I know how that is because I've had it twice. So it's a hard transition. And the only thing you can do is do your best to prepare them and be there to hold their hand. Because if you remember, you were once their age. And I think that's one of the things about me. I've never forgotten that I was once my children's age. And so I'm very easy to talk to when it comes to the young adults because I understand. And they deal with way far more than I dealt with at their. All right. So this is my common sense money mindset, guys. I tell myself daily, my actions create constant prosperity. Good money management is a form of self-love. I'm 100% responsible for my own happiness and freedom. And I need to worry less about what's popping and more about what's profitable. So I'm just here to tell y'all, if you receive, let's say for instance, for your birthday, you tell your parents or you tell everybody, oh, I don't want gifts, I want money this year. And let's say you have a real nice birthday, and after you open all those cards, you got $500. I want somebody to tell me, what do you think would be the smart move to do with that $500? We'll let you answer. Okay. I'll say. I think that okay, sorry. That's right. Ooh, y'all know some stuff. I love that. You always have to, you guys are all right, think about investing. But I do want to tell you guys this. You always got to invest in yourself. So you got to always pay yourself first. That's why you see so many people who run around and say, oh, I can't make it, I'm living paycheck to paycheck. They never started paying themselves first. Do you guys know if you start paying yourself first now, when you're my age, do y'all know how much money y'all would have? Can y'all imagine? I'm 40. So y'all would, yes, y'all would have some real money. But you have to start setting goals. So that's why I said, what's your goal for the can anybody tell me what their goal is as far as when I say your financial goals? How much money do you intend to save in the month of March? I know a lot of people probably get allowances. Some of you maybe have part-time jobs. You may have odd jobs you do for people. You may loan money to a friend. You know, you got your birthday money. Your friend says, oh, I need to borrow $20. You let them hold $20. When y'all let people borrow money, do y'all charge them interest? No. Oh, that's a bad. I had to learn the hard way. You need to charge people interest. And parents, did you guys know that when you loan somebody money, this is just a good tax fact for you guys. Put it in a contract. Because if you put it in a contract, you can write it off on your taxes. So whether it's your sister, your brother, your niece, or your nephew, if it's written out, it's a loss. But you can't just tell the IRS, oh, I loaned them money and they didn't pay me back, because you have nothing to track that. Let's talk about earning. What are some ways you guys think that you can earn money besides what I just mentioned to you? Anybody got any other ways? True. Yes, ma'am. I like that. Invest. Anybody over here? Parents, do you have any that you want to tell the kids? Ways they can earn or make money that you didn't hear them say and you didn't hear me say? How do we learn and earn? So, learn and earn. Let's say, for instance, you are out in your neighborhood and you see that maybe a construction company is working on a house there, rehabilitating a house, right? So you guys are young, you're full of energy. You go up, you find out what's going on, you volunteer some of your time. That could turn into something else, right? You volunteer some of your time, you get some of your friends to volunteer some of theirs. That could turn into something else for you. See, I think a lot of times we get stuck in thinking we can't do this, or we just get a negative mindset about something when it doesn't go our way exactly at that moment. It's not gonna always go your way. Even when you get grown and you know you got your own house and all that stuff, it's definitely not gonna go your way. You probably got a better chance of it going your way now while you're at home with mom and dad. How to balance work and school. How many people are working? Nobody has a part-time job? Okay. Well, if you guys did have a part-time job, some suggestions. You do? You have a part-time job? Okay. So how do you balance work and school?
I can talk loud.
Oh, you're very busy. So when are we getting any studying in? Because we're going from class to softball practice to work. How many days a week are you working? Ooh, wow. So you have to really be balanced to be doing that. I applaud you. But everybody's not going to be like you. I'm sure you know, or you have friends who they can't balance all of that out. So what I say is, I suggest to you guys, I know how important it is for you to have your own money. You want your own money, mom and dad give me an allowance, but it's not enough. It's not what I want. I want more. So if you're going to work, I suggest, if you have an option, working the weekends, maybe working one day during the week after school. That brings me to being your own boss. There's so many things you guys can do to be your own boss. You can babysit, even though I know that's not cool now. But when I was your age, babysitting was like, it was paying good money. But babysitting, how many people know how to do hair? I mean, I'm telling you, I know little girls down in Alabama who, they braid hair on the weekend. That's what they do. And they make their money. So you could braid hair, cut grass, you could detail cars. You can, you guys stay fly with all your nice shoes and your nice clothes. I'm more of a conservative type of girl, but hey, you're young. So have you guys ever thought about taking your nicely, not very worn or used clothes and turning that into money for yourselves? Partnering up with some of your friends, creating your own consignment. Have you guys thought about that? Or do you just think, I want this, I'm gonna go to mom and daddy? But see, sometimes mama and daddy wanna give you the world, but it's hard to do that sometimes because life is going on. So I'm teaching you guys how great would it be if you can go to mama and daddy and get money, and then you can also get your own, right? Let's talk about saving. So who can tell me a little bit about saving? What's some things that you can do to save? Man. How much do you think you have for an emergency fund at your age? Yeah, at your age. Not mama and daddy, because our emergency fund is totally different. Her emergency is she wants to get her hair braided on next Tuesday, and mama said she's not getting it done until the Tuesday after. So she wanted that. So you're gonna have to pay for it. That's an emergency for you guys. You're good then. You got a lot of skill sets. That's a good thing. Anybody else? What can y'all tell me about saving? How do y'all like at all? Go ahead. You said go ahead. I like that. You didn't even say you was gonna spend half. I like that. That's good. That's real good. That too. That's right, girl. I got giving up there. I got it. We're gonna get to giving, but I like that. You ahead of me. That's what I'm talking about. What about you guys think about a save spend plan? So what would be I need somebody to tell me what do you think you should do to save and then still be able to spend? Cause you gotta think about it. You're young, right? So at home, you don't pay a car note, You don't pay car insurance. You don't pay a cell phone bill. Y'all don't pay for anything. Like, really. So, you said, no, that's not right. I say y'all don't pay for anything because my kids still don't pay their own cell phone bills. Yeah. So that's why I say y'all don't pay for anything. So what would be, if you were to come up with a save, spend plan? You kind of touched on it a little bit when you said if you get $375, you put $300 in savings, you spend $75. So what I would tell you guys is, first, realistically, you have to set a realistic goal, whether that be by yourself or if you want to sit down with mom and dad. I think that would be good because they could do it with you. So set a goal. Let's say, for instance, your goal is to save $100. We're going to start low. Your goal is to save $100. You save that $100. So you're young, and even as adults, I don't want you reach that goal. So when you reach that goal, I want you to reward yourself. So in rewarding yourself, how much of that do you think you should be spending? You know, you've reached your goal, but now we're gonna reward you because you've reached your goal, and then we're gonna set a new goal, right? So maybe it was $100, and maybe now you say, I'm gonna save $500. Like, that's my next goal. So what do you think would be sufficient when you're talking about rewarding yourself? $10? $25? Anybody else? Y'all quiet over here. I think that if there's something that you want really bad and mom and dad just say outright no, I think the nice thing would be to go back to mom and dad and say, hey, I know you said I couldn't get that upgrade on my cell phone right now, but I was thinking, you said that at Verizon they said it was going to be this amount of money if we upgrade my phone right now. So what if I save half of that? Will you meet me halfway? Have y'all asked that before? Did you ask like that? Or how did you ask? Did you ask, or did you go and whine and pout about it? I mean, did you ask, you know? You've already done it? Well, y'all. Well, let's try it again. Cause look, mamas and daddies sitting in the building today, and I'm gonna talk to them too. So they hearing this. Maybe they never thought about it like that. But for me, if you came to me like that, I would see that as you taking one step forward into showing me the responsible, merging into a young adult side. You know, that you understand responsibility. So, how can we help mom and dad save while we're helping ourselves save? Like, how can we do this as a family? Go ahead. I think that's sweet, but how can you assure that mom and dad are being accountable? Because that's your reason for asking for less. That's smart too. That's smart because you know what? A lot of times as parents, we're shocked when you say, "Oh, I have such and such saved." I'm like, "What? When?" So we're shocked. What were you gonna say? Stop being greedy. So when you say stop being greedy, do you mean think of everybody else and not just what you want in that moment? I love that because you bring me to, for adults, for anybody, our relationship with money is definitely an emotional thing. It's very emotional, very emotional. And sadly, I'm glad we're having this discussion because a lot of times we as adults, we don't have this discussion with anybody. Nobody's taught us this, and so we don't talk about it. It's just one of those things we never talk about. And so what we do is we have a bad day at work. We had a bad week. The kids made us upset, so we go swipe our credit card. Emotional spending. That's gonna cost you in the long run. Yes, ma'am. I like that. I mean, down to little sister, little brother who may be back here. You know? Yep, I think that's, go ahead. That's a good way to save. It's a good way to start saving. Definitely a good way to start saving. You have to start somewhere. So, but it's again, it's mindset. So this month, well, next month, March, what is going to be your goal? And mom and dad gonna hold you accountable. I'm holding you accountable, but mom and dad gonna hold you accountable. Seriously. So what's your goal? If you say I can only save, I spend money. I'm bad about spending money. I'm gonna try to save $20. Then I want you to save those $20. Like whatever you have to give up, I want you to give it up and save those $20 because as you get older and life starts happening and you get out here in the real world, that whole saving thing is a whole nother level. Sometimes we want to save, and if it's a choice between putting money in my savings or making a payment on your braces, I'm gonna make a payment on your braces. But you guys have the opportunity to save. You can start now. You don't have bills. You don't have responsibilities. You have nobody. Guess who you got to be accountable for every day? You. Right. So, I mean, that's not hard, right? Go ahead. Well, I'm sorry. You may have responsibilities, but I guarantee you, you don't have the same responsibilities that your parents have. You don't have to pay a mortgage, nor do you have to pay rent. You don't have to pay utilities. You don't have to put groceries in the house. You don't have to put gas in the car, pay the car note, pay the car insurance, pay the life insurance, and the list goes on and on and on. So when I say you don't have responsibilities, what I mean is, oh my goodness, in about 5 years, you're gonna look back and say, oh, I know what Miss Jones was talking about when she was up in front of the church that day. Because it's gonna get real. Even my boys now, guess what they say? Mommy, I'm so grateful. Real life is hard. It's hard to be at school and something happened to my car. And if I can't get you on the phone right away, what am I gonna do? I mean, what are you gonna do? This happened to my child yesterday, as a matter of fact. What are you gonna do if you leave school, you headed out to the next town, he like about almost 2 hours away from school in Bessemer, check engine lights start flashing on the car. I know y'all probably don't know much about check engine lights yet, but I promise you if it's flashing, it's not good. And I guarantee you the bill at the mechanic shop, it's not one he want, it's probably one he want to call home and say, hey y'all, what we gonna do? And that was the case yesterday. So again, you know, today I talked to him earlier before I came here, and he was like, Mommy, I'm so grateful because y'all just fixed my problem just like that. Like I went from driving to my car went crazy to going to the shop to today I'm going back to pick my car up because they called you on the phone and you gave them your card number. But had I not gave them my card number, it was an $800 and some bill. It probably would still be sitting there, huh? Because I'm pretty sure he don't got $800. He has it, but he don't want to put it on that car. How much you want to be? Right? So that's what I mean. And that's something that's unexpected, right? that would be something that you would call an emergency, because I had no idea of knowing that would happen to the car, right? And neither did he, but it did. So that's why you save, that's why you set aside money, because when life happens, you have to be responsible. You know, I'm his parent, so what if he calls me and I'm not moving in a responsible way? Then what do? I got to try to find somebody to call. And guess what? People not signing and co-signing for people and loaning money like they used to, because they can't. Spending. So how do you guys wage your spending? When you go out and it's something you really want, do you think about whether you should buy it right then, not buy it? Is it impulsive? Can I wait till it goes on sale? How are you guys? Is it kind of, y'all are young, so you know when y'all want stuff, it's like, I'm about to get this. So is that pretty much, no? You'll wait till it goes on sale? That's awesome. I'm like that too. I'm very needy with myself. Like, I don't have habits. Stuff I do every week, every month. Like, there's nothing that I have that's set in stone that I do. And that could be a good thing or that could be a bad thing. So you said yes. When I want it, I'm gonna buy it. So do you think that is a good thing, or do you think it's something that maybe sometimes I may need to think about, do I gotta have it right now? Right. That's right. So that is so true. When you say to somebody, with me, if somebody call and asks, can I borrow X, Y, and Z? I'm not letting them borrow it. I just told you guys about you need to get a contract. I'm not even gonna do that if it's something that I know I need back. It's gotta be something that if they call me and say, I need to borrow $1,000, it's gotta be $1,000 that if they don't ever give it back, I'm not gonna be upset about it. And it's not going to affect my household. So that is very good, very good. Shop smart. So you kind of answered that a little bit too about the shopping smart. Parents, what do you guys think about shopping smart? Do you have those times where you just feel like, I'm sick of paying these bills, I'm sick of all this stuff hitting me left and right, and I work every day, and I'm gonna buy me this? Does that happen? No. Well, that's good, y'all, because I do. I still have those moments. I have them. Well, I feel like I do everything for everybody else, and I don't do anything for me. So I have those moments. Yeah, it'd be something not very expensive. Right. So I want you guys to think about this. You should make a list, even you, my young people, make a list of things that bring you joy and make you happy that cost less than $20. As a matter of fact, you guys should do that this weekend. Make a list of things that bring you joy that cost less than $20. Because what happens is when you start having those moments, instead of you going and buying a new purse or a new pair of shoes or whatever it is that's your thing, go and do that. Because when you get into those moments and have those emotional breakdowns with that spending, and then next month that statement come, or you go looking in your checking account if you use your debit card, and it's time to pay the power company, and you like, dang, I'm short $60. And you know you just spent that $60 on something you could have done without. That's a hurt feeling. So I would write those things down and I would keep them close to me so I could refer back to them. instead of falling into the emotional spending just because a lot of times when we feeling down or we feeling bad, that's what we do. We spend money. It's comforting. If we have it, if we got a credit card, if we got some cash, we're gonna spend it. Because you don't want to focus on that thing that you're dealing with, whatever that thing is. So, does money change value? So let me give you guys 3 scenarios that I gave the other day to someone. And I want you guys to tell me what you think. So, or which one of these scenarios you saved? Which one is the best scenario? So let's say you're walking down the street and you find a $5 bill. That's one scenario. Are you gonna spend it? Or are you gonna, put it up because you like, I might need these $5 later on this week? Another one is you save $5 on a new DVD that just came out. And maybe they had it for $5 cheaper at Walmart than they had it at Target. So you find yourself saving $5. Or you want to go out and buy a new TV that may be $700, $800, $900, and somebody gives you a $5 coupon that you could put towards the TV. So somebody tell me which one of those scenarios do you think is the best? And the same $5, we just got 3 different scenarios. Does it change value? Or is that $5 the same no matter what? That $5 is the same, or does it change value? You said it changes value? Tell me why you think it changes value.
Really don't know, but I'm gonna give it a guess. Probably because like you said about the TV, and you just putting $5 on B, and for the $5 walking down. It help towards something.
Anybody else? That's a great answer. Yes, in all those scenarios, the $5 can be a great thing because you're saving or you found some money, right? That you could put in your pocket. But 9 times out of 10, it's $5. Y'all not gonna put it in your pocket. You're gonna spend the $5. So if you spend the $5, that scenario is wiped out. That's not beneficial to you because you spent the money. It was free money and you turned around and spent it. If you buy the TV, you excited because, oh, I got it on sale. Let me tell y'all something about sales. If you didn't need it, it was not a sale. If you did not need it, if it was a TV, if it was a pair of slacks, a pair of shoes, and they said, oh, it's buy one, get one 50% off. If you didn't need those shoes, it wasn't a sale. You just spent money, right? But we get attracted to that sale. I'm saving. Who's saving? You're not saving. The department store may be saving. The phone company may be saving, right? Cell phones. Y'all, every single phone that we have at my house, me and my husband are different because with me, I want to call them and say, hey, I want to know how much it is for me to buy this phone outright. I don't want to be on this payment plan every month for 24 months. I'm not trying to give y'all all this money. So I need you to tell me. And the only person who I've run into problems with that with is, of course, Apple. But I only got one kid with Apple. Nobody else don't care about Apple. So that phone has to be paid on because Apple not giving you no sale, period. But, Samsung, other, Android-based phones, you do have those options. So for me, if a new phone comes out and it's $1,000 and I call them up and I say, hey, I want to purchase this phone outright, and they tell me I could buy it for $368, I'm winning because I needed a phone and I'm not paying $1,000. That's my mentality. But that's not the mentality of everybody else. And when you get in those type situations, and y'all are young, so y'all probably, I don't know if y'all have y'all own cell phone plans yet or if you're still on your parents. But once you get out there and you got to get on your own plan, I see that a lot with people in their credit. It goes left because those bills get high. They entice you to get you in, to get the phone. And then when that bill gets so high and you can't pay it, then that becomes a problem for you. Go ahead. I will tell you this about any business. Marketing, advertising, that's how they make their money. So everything that they tell you, you getting a good deal and it's on sale, that don't mean it's on sale or you getting a good deal. It's something hidden in the background that you're not seeing. The little fine print. Let me tell y'all this, being that I am in the credit industry, every couple of months, every cell phone company changes their terms and conditions. So when you call them and say, hey, I didn't agree to that, guess what they say? Yes, you did, because when you originally signed the contract, it said anything that supersedes this particular contract. So that's where they try to get people. Did anybody know that? That they changed their, yes, whatever they want to change it to, they update it and it falls, it applies to you. So that's where I see a lot of people who, they excited about getting these new phones and, all the bells and whistles, but why? I have a Galaxy 9 Plus. What they on the 10 something, 11 now? Girl, when this phone came out, it was $1,000. I got it for $368, and it's still rocking with me. See, I'm one of them kind of women. I'm not upgrading nothing. It's gonna tear up, and then I'm gonna call them and say, hey, I need a phone. Can I come into the store or y'all go overnight it? But as far as me just getting new phones, because it's the latest thing out, I'm losing. Nobody's gonna buy a phone from you for the same value that you paid for it. I promise you they're not. And then people get upset, they say, well, I want to sell my phone. I had my son tell me that one time. He was getting another phone. He said, I'm trying to sell my phone. Nobody wants to pay the money I'm asking for it. They're not going to, because you asking them for too much. They want a discount. eBay? What about eBay? You always have to look at a couple of things. What's the risk and what's the reward? When you're dealing with anything that's eBay or, anything online like that. Are you gonna get what they put out there? Is that really what they're selling you? So you kind of gotta wage. It's hard to do that, I know, when you're young, because it's hard to do that when you're an adult, because you just see, oh, this is a good sale, I need to get this because I really need that. But sometimes you gotta take the time and look a little deeper into it instead of just grabbing it right off, because that could be a good deal on eBay, but then it may be the better deal going in the store. Because if you go in the store, you can get coverage on the phone, right? So if something happens to the phone, if you buy it from someone off eBay, most likely you might not be able to do that.
As something else, it may be nice, it may be just as good, but you may not have that coverage. Now, the reality is, even with warranties, folk can play games with them in terms of the terms or that sort of thing. And so you just gotta, like you said, understand how much risk you can tolerate and whether that's worth the benefit of the cheaper price. Yeah.
For sure. You just got to make sure the risk that's associated with it is that work best for your situation. So if yes, then I say go with it. But if not, if it's questionable, then I say no. You know, maybe you want to check with somebody else or kind of look around before you just make a final decision on it. Owing. What are the advantages of credit and debit cards? Anybody can tell me the advantage. Do y'all have debit card, credit card? Credit card, debit card. You have debit and credit? Okay. I'm gonna let you answer the question. What's the advantage in that credit and that debit card? You going in the right direction. Right. You never want to pay the minimum payment on your credit card. That's good because you are just racking up interest for however long. What were you gonna say? Do any of y'all know what your credit score is comprised of? Like how that spending on that credit card ties into your credit score? Yeah, your limit. So you definitely want to be paying your bills on time. You can have a 700 credit score, get a 30-day late, and you can see 500 real fast. Go ahead. We don't want to be late. We never want to be 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. No, we don't want to do that. Yeah, if we keep from doing that, we don't want to do it. But life happens, but yeah, we don't want to do that. Go ahead. Credit Karma. Is Credit Karma accurate? Credit Karma is a Vantage score. It's not a true FICO score. It's free. So anytime there's is something that's free, it's not going to be a true credit score. And it may be a not. I won't even say close. I find it at all. It's not in real time. Say for instance, you like she just said, let's say for instance you have a credit card with a $300 limit and you max the credit card out that month. With your credit card, you have a statement date and you have a reporting date. So you never want to carry a balance over 30% of that available credit. So, because when you do, you're over what they look at as being responsible when dealing with your credit, and your credit score is affected by that tremendously. So you want to always keep your rolling, if you keep a rolling balance, you want to keep it low. People say, should I pay my credit card off every month? I say no. I think a good space for you to be in is 5 to 7% of your available credit. When you pay a credit card off every month, the bureau that as you're using 30% of your credit when you may not even be using anything. You may send a payment. Let's say you send your minimum payment, or your minimum payment is $25 and you send $50, but your balance is $180, and you say, oh, before my statement date or my reporting date, before they report to the credit bureau, I'm gonna send an additional $50. And you can find out if you have a credit card, you just call the company and say, hey, I want to know what my reporting date is. What's your reporting date for me? And they'll tell you. But they're not going to tell you if you don't call and ask. So you definitely want to keep she was right. If you using your credit card responsibly, they will increase your credit limit for sure. But they have to see that you're doing that. But if you not using it, I've seen that go the other way too. I've seen people who max out their credit card and then tax season comes and they pay the credit card down, and guess what? The credit card company knocked that available credit on down with it. Cause they like, oh, we got our money out of them and they haven't been paying right, so they don't need this much credit available to them on this particular card. So they may have had a $5,000 limit. I've seen them knock people's limits down to like $2,000 because they feel like looking at your patterns and your payment history, that's all you can handle. Yes, ma'am. I'm saying that a lot of people say don't have a credit card. When you don't have a credit card, you may be potentially losing out on, I think it's around 192 points that comprise, when you look at the credit score of 350 to 800, you may be losing out on some points because they have nothing to wage how you spend money. So it's like when you get ready to go and buy your first car. If you have no credit out there, they're gonna tell you need a cosigner. So you're gonna probably go or call home and say, hey, I wanna get a car. They said I need a cosigner. And your parents gonna be like, well, I don't know what they gonna say, but you know, they might say yes, they might say no. I don't know. With me, what I did with my kids to ensure that they had credit scores when they got out of high school was when they were 16 years old, I added them to one of my credit cards as an authorized user. However, they didn't have a card. Oh no, you're not gonna get a card in your hand. But I'm gonna add you, pay my bill right, and you're gonna already have credit history tracking you. So my oldest son, I think when I checked his credit score, he's like a 723. He just turned 24. So when he get ready to go buy a car, he shouldn't be calling home to ask us about nothing. He has a car, his first car, which I buy one car, you know, and then I'm done. Like the next one you get, that's on you. So that's a good way to start for parents, if they can, building their child some credit. Also, a secured credit card. Secured credit card, what that means is it may be $200. You take $200 of your money and you put it on a card, a secured credit card. There's a number of companies that offer secured credit cards. And you start building your credit that way. So say for instance, go get gas. Instead of swiping your debit card or giving them the $20 bill, I would swipe the secured card and I would go home and I would log on and I would make a payment back to the card, because that's recording payment history for you. You don't use it ever. So what happens is if you have a credit card or you have multiple cards and you don't use them, or let's say you use it a little bit, then you stop using it, they may drop the limit on it. So they may reduce that, and sometimes they close. If you don't use it, they close it out. And then you're losing a trade line, and sometimes you're losing, you know, that reporting history that you want them to be seeing. You're paying that every month. So I would say, even if you just buy gas once a month, you know, and you pay on that you're using the card because you're wanting to build, right? You're wanting them to see that you can handle. It's a risk associated with lending you money, right? So if I have nothing to base that on, I'm not gonna really want to lend you $25,000 to buy a car. Because I don't know if you're gonna pay, you're not gonna pay, if you're gonna struggle, I'm not sure. The disadvantages of credit and debit cards. So we kind of talked about what the disadvantages would be. Can y'all think of any other disadvantages? One major one is not being able to handle that responsibly. It can get out of hand fast, quick, and in a hurry. When I say fast, quick, and in a hurry, fast, quick, and in a hurry. So you guys probably now go to the mall and maybe not yet, but when you get out of school, let's say that first year, you guys go to the mall, you get to the register and they say, hey, you want to get our credit card? We're going to give you 20% off today if you apply for our card. 20% off. It sounds like real good, right? Ooh, let me calculate this. I got the sale, then they're going to give me additional 20% off. That sounds good to you, right? However, you have to look at it and say, do I have the money to be paying this bill every month? And as you are adding to that debt, that minimum payment might go from $20 or $25. It might jump on up to $55, $85. So, that's what I tell my kids. You need to think about it. Like, who pays the bills now? So, you can get a credit card, but I'm not paying the bill. So, if you get it, make sure that you want to pay it. Because they don't explain that part to you. When they want you to get the card, they're just trying to meet their sales quota. So you got to kind of wage, is this something I can wait for? Or do I really want to get this department store card? Like, I see people who get a lot of department store cards. They have one major credit card, like a Visa or MasterCard. And it just gets out of control because they're not really making the money to offset the debt that they're getting in. And then before they know it, they have all these defaulted accounts. And it just gets, how I said earlier about how life happens and it gets hard, it starts getting real hard. And you start feeling like, how am I ever going to dig myself out of this hole? So you want to be responsible with your credit if you have a credit card. You don't want to just go out here and, oh, they approved me for $1,000. I'm going to go to the mall, and I go to the mall that day and spend $700, $800. But you don't have a plan to pay those $700 or $800 back. That's not going to be good. Borrowing. We talked a little bit about that. They are going to look at, are you using your credit responsibly? And if you have no credit, they're going to want you to have a cosigner. Because they can look at mom or dad or grandma, granddaddy. They can look at their credit and say, hey, they've had this for X amount of time. They pay their bills on time. So if she doesn't pay it, mama gonna pay it because mama don't want her credit messed up. And that's where you get into when I say, if you go to mom and dad and say, hey, I want to get a car, can you co-sign for me? They may say yes, they may say no. It depends on maybe what they see, if you're ready for that or not. Also, some of the disadvantage to having a credit and a debit card, of course, you guys see all the time, there's a lot of fraud going on. So you have to be really careful about protecting your information. Very, very careful about protecting your information. Because once it gets in the wrong hand, it's hard to rebound from that sometimes. Tracking. So, you guys, if you guys would open this notebook, it's a money journal. And so you have a section that is income, and then you have a section that's expenses. And there's different areas in each section. So for the whole month, I want you guys to, every time you spend money, go in that section, write it down. This is how you guys gonna be able to track what you're spending, and you're gonna learn something about money all month. So starting the first, I want y'all to, and then I want you to go back and look at what you had coming in and what you spent out. And if it's not looking right for you, you need to rethink what you're doing, right? But that's what I want y'all to do. And that can be something you can do with your parents, with your friends, or something you just do on your own. We talked a little bit about giving. You guys definitely want to be giving of your time, your money, your energy. Not just always expecting something, but give back. Give back to your community. Give back when you can. We talked a little bit about investing, but investing is kind of heavy. So that's kind of something that would be a whole subject by itself. But if we can start with the whole saving and budgeting, then you guys are ready to talk about investing. And safeguarding, you just always want to protect your family, your money, your car. So we're talking about insurance and things like that that you guys aren't really heavy into yet. That's pretty much what I wanted to talk to you guys about. I'd like to come back and talk to you guys at another time just about maybe focusing on credit or whatever it is that from a financial standpoint that you want to talk about, because every subject is so broad. Know if you guys have any particular questions. Yes. Jones. I tell people. When I come, I always come there and give. Like, I don't come empty handed. So, but it's more, yeah, I need y'all to pick a number. So pick a number between 1 and 50. Thank you guys.
Did you guys enjoy the presentation? So can we get our youth deacons to come forward so we can take up offering for AY? And while they're taking up offering, I'm going to collect the pens that were handed out to you.